Now, why did the president use the language he did yesterday that cast some doubt about Russia's election meddling, and then kind of revising that today by saying he accepts the findings of U.S. intelligence agencies? Joining us now with their own theories, Byron York, columnist at the Washington Examiner and Fox News contributor, and Dinesh D'Souza is the author and filmmaker of the new film, going to be out on August 3rd. Everyone has to go see it, called The Death of a Nation. Great to see both of you and examining the theory here as we see the utter, complete, case of the vapors on the part of John Brennan and so forth, calling him a traitor. I mean, it's reprehensible what they're doing. They want Trump out of office. Your reaction to these events?
Well, I think, on the face of it, it should not be surprising that the Russians tried to influence our election. It is not surprising at all either that Trump would be skeptical of intelligence agencies that seem to have been institutionally mounted against him. So the left's apoplexy here, I think, has a deeper explanation. And the explanation is this. They are desperate for Trump to ratify the premise of the Mueller investigation. The Mueller investigation is given a boost if Trump himself, in a sense, the very target of the investigation, were to basically say, yeah, the Russians are the bad guys, because then Mueller can then push forward and simply try to close the loop by saying, and you're part of that group. So I think Trump's natural aversion to doing that is based upon the correct perception that the left's concern here is entirely domestic politics. They don't care about Russia per se. These are people for whom election integrity is not exactly been a leading issue, but what they're looking for Trump to do, to force him to do, is ultimately to ratify Mueller's attempt to eject him from office.
Bill Kristol, George Will, all these, old Republicans, some of them neoconservatives, they're enjoying this moment, right? Because they hated the fact that Trump proved them all wrong and won the election.
Well, I think it's funny. The left has these people, in a sense, on a leash. It simply has to shout Russia, and with kind of Pavlovian response, all these guys go into a patriotic flare. Now, here's the point. We know that Obama colluded with Russia when he basically told Medvedev, hey, when the American people are out of sight, I'm going to make a deal with Putin. We know that Hillary colluded with Russia. She took money in exchange for the whole uranium deal. The one person who has not colluded with Russia, at least as far as we know, is Trump. And so the fact that the intelligence agencies are mounting their investigation of Trump, whereas they look the other way with the other two guys who we know, who are proven to have had Russia ties, this is actually what makes this whole thing so comical.